Welcome to another Music Monday on the Stereo Music Podcast that's taking the world by the ears. This is Front of House. My name is Mike Dawson. Thanks for joining me today. Today in the North Hollywood Hideout, we're going to sit down with a gentleman named Zach Selwyn, whose band is called Zachariah and the Lobos RidersÂ. He is going to perform solo acoustic here in the North Hollywood Hideout. He recently played the NFL Draft on the NFL Network out in Nashville. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk a lot about what it takes to make it as an artist in Los Angeles. Lots of good information here coming up today on the show. But first, let's get into another track from Roses and Cigarettes, Echoes and Silence. This season of Front of House is dedicated to our dear, dear friend Jenny Pagliaro, half of the duo Roses and Cigarettes, along with Angela Petrilli. And this record, man, Echoes and Silence, if you haven't picked it up yet, I highly recommend that you do. It is available at the artist's website, rosesandcigarettes.com. We're on to track number 9. So let's sit back, listen, and crank it up. This is Roses and Cigarettes, California Going Home, from Echoes and Silence, Front of House.
It's raining in LA again. Feels like a long lost friend. Can't you just let it slip away? You never left my thoughts. Look at all the time we lost. The fools of love we made. It's time for moving on. Timing was not our friend, but I know in the end, nothing but love remains. More special than you know. Can't wait to see you grow. And in all the ways you'll change. California, here where the sun shines bright. My heart was broken there on a cold, damp night. When the sun was rising, it was time for moving on. California going home. La la
record, Echoes and Silence, Roses and Cigarettes, and California Going Home. Next week, we will wrap up this entire record from Roses and Cigarettes, Echoes and Silence. Again, pick your copy up at rosesandcigarettes.com. All right, it's time to jump into the North Hollywood Hideout for today's episode of Front of House. The artist is Zach Selwyn. And once again, broadcasting live from the North Hollywood Hideout in Los Angeles, California. Welcome to another fantastic live edition of Front of House. Our guest today in the studio, Zach Selwyn. Take it away, brother.
Hey, man. This is a song about life before Uber and Lyft. And the fact that my band was leading all bands in LA with the most amount of DUIs coming out of our shows for many years. All my friends have DUIs, guess I'm gonna have to drive. All my friends have DUIs, can't believe I don't have mine. All my friends have DUIs, lose their license with one more strike. All my friends have DUIs. All my friends have DUIs, guess I'm gonna have to drive. All my friends have DUIs, can't believe I don't have mine. Well, all my friends have DUIs, lose their license with one more strike. All my friends have DUIs. Chasing the light, I was feeling so fine on a Tennessee Saturday night. The shots, the beer, the smoke all crowded my mind. Nobody cared, everybody said I'm gonna have to drive because all my friends have DUIs. Damn right. Well, all my friends have DUIs, guess I'm gonna have to drive. Well, all my friends have DUIs, can't believe I don't have mine. Well, I had a couple drinks and I'm feeling great, but I'll probably blow above a point away. Stay alive, my friends have DUIs. Someone drive me home, let's go. Need you on the guitar here, Doss. Tell if it was day or night. I didn't know up from down or left from right. Somebody said, I can't believe you're not dead. Why the hell did you drive? Because all my friends have DUI. Goddamn right. Well, all my friends have DUIs. Guess I'm gonna have to drive. Can't believe I don't have mine. Well, all my friends have DUIs, lose their license with one more strike. All my friends have DUIs. That's right, I said all my friends have DUIs. Well, I don't know why, but all my friends have DUIs.
Zach Selwyn is our guest today, Front of House. I know the song's kind of it's kind of jokey, but it works.
It's very true.
It's very true.
Yeah, because when people were getting their first DUIs around, like, you know, the first time you get a DUI, it sucks. I've never had one, knock on wood. But my friends were like, hey, man. And then we'd go out drinking, and they're like, yo, dude, you know, I already got one. He's got one. Sean's got one. You're the only one who doesn't have one. And if we get hit again, we're going to jail. So
yeah.
You're driving, right? And I was like, fuck off.
Still none for you, though.
Knock on wood. The night ain't over yet.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. When we were growing up, we were in high school, and we used to sneak out to Berkeley and use the same fake ID passed behind us to get into the same bars. We had a rule at 17 years old that whoever is the least drunk has to drive home. So it became a competition just to drink as much as you can, so you didn't have to be that guy.
Yeah, that was the gig when you were younger, like 20, in your college years. You're like, look, the DD, the designated driver, is the guy who's only had 7 drinks, 2 shots, and 2 joints.
Right, because look, guys, if I drive, I'm definitely going to jail, and I could possibly kill you. Now, if you drive, probably make it home okay.
I have to say,
you might go to jail.
Yeah, you might go to jail, but I'm definitely going to jail.
Right.
Lyft and Uber has saved a lot of lives out here, man. I'll tell you that.
So, comedy songs work for you, but what I'm saying is it's not necessarily one.
That's kind of that's like a very, it's a fun live song. People love it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a serious enough song that people get into it and smile and have a good time. It's kind of like, it's probably the most Nashville sounding song I have because it has that little tongue-in-cheek vibe to it. But, sometimes people just want to have fun. That's what I've realized over the years. Is, I've written a million great, I think, serious songs, and people are like, it's good. It's a good one. Play the song about the DUI.
Right.
You never know what's going to catch on, so.
And then once it catches on, you just got to grab onto it. Hey, give the people what they want, right?
Exactly, man.
All right, Zach Selwyn in the studio here, front of house. Very happy to have you here, my man.
Honored to be here, man.
We're going to delve deep into the conversation and even deeper into the songs. Let's hear another one, my brother.
Maybe I'll do a serious one for you. Don't you want to be on my side? Don't you want to come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight. I said, don't you want to be on my side? Don't you want to come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight. The slow train light flashing and blinking, cold train nights, I'm still drinking cocaine white. What was I thinking of? So don't you want to be on my side? Don't you want to come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight. Well, I've been sitting here with this bottle, I'm at the throttle, and I can't drive. I'm loaded, bring your own baby tonight. The barroom girl laughing and flirting, all my pals smoking and hurting. The barkeep yells, the place is deserted now, yes it is. So don't you want to be on my side? Don't you want to come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight. Come on. Morning light shines through my window, stormy side. What am I into? The morphine's right. World starts to spin you now, yes it does. So don't you want to be on my side? Don't you want to come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight. I said, don't you want to be on my side? Don't you want to come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight.
Zach Selwyn is our guest, front of house. I love songs that explore multiple vices.
Yeah, I hit a few there, huh?
You did, and then I heard morphine. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
that we're in
rhymed.
now.
Just
Yeah.
rhymed. Not really an opiates guy.
It works. So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, man.
All right, born there as well?
Born and raised till high school, or through high school. And then I came out here. I went to USC.
Okay.
My parents didn't pay my way in.
You sure?
Maybe they did.
Yeah, maybe they did.
This was back in '93, so this is right after the riots.
No,
They were
they'll
begging
take
people
it
to go.
because they wanted the out-of-state tuition.
That was it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this guy's coming here?
Yeah.
Well, really what it was I came to visit the campus, and it was a fucking half the gas stations were burnt down from the riots, and store windows were smashed out. And then there's this beautiful campus in the middle, and I was like, I can really go here? And they were like, you want to come here? Do you know what happened last year? Yeah, come on. Yeah, we'll take it. So I got to, that's how I got to LA, and I've been here ever since.
What'd you study at USC?
Broadcast journalism.
Broadcast journalism.
Yeah. But when I was there, that's when I really started playing guitar. I quickly realized, the dude who goes camping in Joshua Tree with the girls who can play like Patience by Guns N' Roses on the guitar, he's going to go home with the girl. He's not going to have a lonely tent, and I was like, I better start playing more. So that's where it all started for me, just getting high in dorm rooms and playing guitars,
I think you picked the right song too, because every dude knows how to play Patience, and that's certainly one of the go-tos to get the chickies, which is really why we get into this business.
Isn't that why we're all here?
Exactly.
Come on, buddy.
Exactly, my friends. This is Front of House Stereo Music Podcast. Zach Selwyn is our guest. So you graduated.
I did. 4 years.
And did you take that broadcast journalism degree and put it to work? Or
amazingly, at first I was like, look, I have one goal in life. I want to be on SNL. I wanted to be an actor. I want to be a comedy guy. And I started just acting in LA, and I was DJing and emceeing weddings and bar mitzvahs for a living, which was a great way to make a living and survive and go to auditions during the week. And so that gave me a lot of training, being on the mic in front of people all the time. And I never really wanted to do the hosting thing at all, or the broadcast thing. I just wanted to be an actor. And as I got out here, and I realized, wow, all right, I'm 22, I'm starting out, but everyone I'm going up against has been doing this their whole lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really behind a lot of people. But, I got small parts, did a lot of commercials, did that. But ultimately, I didn't really chase any broadcasting stuff until I just randomly stumbled into a career, amazingly, on an ESPN show that I was on. That was like an American Idol for sportscasters in 2004. And I went out as a joke. I was doing a character in a sketch comedy show, and I went a sportscaster guy.
Okay.
Not unlike Longmire.
Right.
And I brought that character into the ESPN audition, and they were like, hey, man, you're really good. Why don't you drop the shtick and, be on the show? And I was like, oh, fuck. I'm like, I'm a songwriter, man. It was also at the time, I started a band around 20. Dude, here's the crazy thing. I don't know if you even want to hear this shit.
I do.
So when I was 22, 23, I just go out and hang out with my friends. I had a couple friends who were big time rock stars, like the dudes in Matchbox 20, a couple dudes from NSYNC.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I just knew these people through actor friends who grew up with those guys. And
Matchbox 20 is my dirty little secret.
Yeah, you kind of like that.
I think Rob Thomas is
I'm with
one
you,
of
man.
the greatest songwriters that ever existed.
I agree. And his first record, that first Matchbox 20 album.
That song Push, when that song Push came out, I was at the same time impressed and incensed.
Right.
Because I could have wrote that fucking song. But it's so good. It's just,
and they just had hit
it's
after
so
hit.
simple. It's great angry man
all that
rock.
Stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's just great stuff. And so I used to hang out with these guys, and we'd be at the Roosevelt or the Chateau partying till 4. And everyone would just I don't know what happened, but I started freestyle rapping with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really good at it. And then people would bring me into a room as my party trick. And I ended up doing it in front of a guy, Sean, I don't even remember his name, Sean Cook. And he had a record label deal. And he had a couple signees. Fergie was one of them. Dawn Robinson from En Vogue. A few people like that. And he signed me to a record deal as a Eminem kind of. He called me Eminem meets Dawson's Creek.
Okay.
Which, that's street right there. That means I got cred.
Right.
So I had this hip hop record deal. But at the time, all I was listening to was country rock and country music and Graham Parsons and, Guy Clark and Towns and Steve Earle and Willie. And I was like, wait a minute. That's the music I want to be making. Why am I doing this? I'm so not a legitimate, I'm a good freestyle, but I'm not I don't have a MC story to tell. I mean, now it's different. It doesn't matter where you're from. But back then it meant a lot. So I started combining country and hip hop. And this guy was like, what are you doing, man? This is a joke. This will never work. Now it's kind of the thing. But that's how I started making the music. So when I was doing all this acting stuff and then I got on the ESPN show, my main thing was, well, maybe this will further my music career.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I went on, and it ended up changing my whole on-camera TV career. I don't know. It's a fucking weird life, man. I can't believe we're still here.
So how did it was a reality show? It was a competition reality show. What was it like? Find the next great broadcaster, and you went in with a shtick.
I went in with a shtick. It started out with like 20,000 people, and it ended up with 10. And I was one of the final 10, and I ended up being like in the final 3.
Nice.
And then I lost in like a big controversial fucking whatever it was. But after that, everyone was like, I was like the people's champ or whatever. So I got pilots, and I did shows on like Extreme Dodgeball and Attack of the Show, and I just kept working, and I just kept working. ESPN brought me in for some stuff, and it was like, well, now I'm a TV personality. So I guess I did use my broadcast journalism.
There you go.
Career, but luckily I never stopped playing music, and there's a lot of slow times in this business where you're just trying to stay afloat, and the guitar's always there, which is a beautiful thing.
Well, let's get back to the music. Zach Selwyn, let's hear another song, brother.
All right. That's a good song. My wife always complains I don't write any songs about her, but this is one about her. Remember the days now when we first met. Had a little smile that I can't forget. 5'9" with hazel eyes, victim to the element of surprise. And oh, the time moves slow. Oh, here we go again on a love-bound train. Every day another new nickname. Love to see the way like the road will rise, victim to the element of surprise. And oh, the time moves slow. Don't you know our love will grow until we're old, girl? And I'll do anything you want. Meet you in the middle of a thunderstorm. We can go dancing and drink all night. We can stay home by candlelight. Oh, I'll do anything you want. Now 6 years later, baby, on the floor, doing these things never done before. Love to see the way that the road will rise. Love to see you hold him when he cries. And oh, the time moves fast. Don't you know our love will last until it has. Until, and I'll do anything you want. Meet you in the middle of a thunderstorm. We can go dancing and drink all night. We can stay home by candlelight. Oh, I'll do anything you want. Do what you want, man. I'll do anything you want. Meet you in the middle of a thunderstorm. We can go dancing and drink all night. We can stay home by candlelight. I'll do anything you want. Meet you in the middle of a thunderstorm. We can go dancing and drink all night. We can stay home by candlelight. Oh, I'll do anything. I said, oh, I'll do anything. Yeah, oh, I'll do anything you want.
That's a textbook country song.
That's right there, right?
I like that.
Nice.
Is that wife approved? She likes that one?
She likes that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if she doesn't listen to my shit. She only listens to it when I'm like writing something new. I'm like, what'd you think? She's like, it's fine. Then I'll write something and she'll be like, that's good. And I'm like, all right, I know that's gonna make the record or something like that,
Zach Selwyn is our guest. Zach, I've been eyeing your guitar here. Why don't you introduce us to your girl?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I used to have a Gibson J45, 1973. I still have it. One night in San Francisco, I cracked the headstock off.
How?
Definitely a sober moment.
Yeah.
Which sucked. And then I fixed it.
A sobering moment?
Sobering moment.
Okay.
Fixed it, brought it home. Then my son knocked it off the stand one day and cracked it. So it's been cracked now twice, and it just doesn't play the same. So I needed like kind of a guitar to play on the road. And I got this about 15 years ago, this Epiphone Hummingbird. And man, this sounds pretty good. I mean, for just a shitty $400 guitar, whatever it was at the time, like, I don't know. I've been playing it forever, and I love it. And it's also signed by Mr. Willie Nelson, which is pretty badass.
How'd you get that?
I played a THC festival in downtown LA one year because I had a song called I Want to Be a Lawnmower because they're always on grass. That won a High Times Stony Award that year.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
My mom is so proud.
I went to the Stonies one time because I was supposed to be there to interview Seth Rogen. He was hosting the Stonies. And by the time Seth Rogen got out there, I'd been waiting around for like 4 hours. And he goes, "Yeah, I don't have time to talk." And I'm like, "Dude, I waited for you, man." And that drop has taken a life of its own.
I waited
for those who knew.
man. That's pretty funny.
So
yeah, well, I won the award that year.
Nice.
For best pot song, and it was in High Times. You got the review and got a bong. I have a 2-foot bong. I leave it at my brother-in-law's house, but I'm like, yeah, that's what I've won. That's what my career's brought me. I
think it's something to be proud of.
I agree.
I mean, hey, you're in somebody's studio and they're showing you a Grammy. You're like, yeah, but I got a Stony.
Well, I played this festival, this THC festival,
mm-hmm.
and I was walking around. There was like 12 people there because I had an early morning slot. Stoners didn't show up till about 4. And I'm walking by this one band, and I'm watching them, and I just look next to me, and I'm like, holy fuck, that's Willie Nelson. And he's in like a tracksuit, And I was like, what the what? And I'm dressed like Willie Nelson. I look like Willie Nelson in like the 70s. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, Willie, what are you? He's like, oh, that's my son's band right there. And his son, Micah, now known as the Particle Kid.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what he goes by. And he plays with Promise of the Real and shit. He was playing. And Willie was right here. And I started talking to him. And I just immediately was like, and I was like, can you sign my guitar? And he's like, absolutely, young man. Took a picture with him. So that's how I got it signed.
Nice.
Yeah,
and it's Lucas, Promise of the Real.
He's in Promise of the Real, but I think Micah sits in every once in a while.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. I've seen them once. They were incredible.
My friend Jesse Siebenberg from Ojai, California, is in that band. He plays the pedal steel.
Oh, yeah. He's a badass, man. I saw that Outlaw Country Festival at the Greek this year, or the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, shit.
Last summer. Fuck.
I mean, that's heaven right there.
I mean, it would have been heaven if I was on stage.
True.
Pretty close.
100% true. We run in some of the same circles. I'm looking at the stickers on your guitar case, and I see one of my favorite bands, Snake Handlers.
Yeah, Bryson Jones.
Bryson is a hell of an individual.
I can't believe, you knew him through Shyla, probably.
I know him through Shy.
I still can communicate with Bryson. We were up in, he's up in Pioneer Town, Joshua Tree now. So he came out. I play at Pappy and Harriet's twice a year with my band, and normally like April and October. And he came out one night, and we did You Ain't Going Nowhere, and he came on stage. It's like old times. He kind of got me started in LA and country. He's like, get your ass down to Molly Malone's and get your ass on stage, motherfucker. And I was like,
That's Bryson.
Yep, and it worked.
I got to. I was blessed with an opening slot for the Snake Handlers at the Mint sometime when I first moved out here. And,
I might have been there.
It was a Sin City show.
I was probably there.
Man,
I was really involved in that Sin City crowd for a long time.
Sin City was the greatest thing to ever happen to California cowboys. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was like a beautiful oasis of like-minded musicians in one room.
I was introduced by some of my favorite artists through Sin City.
Yeah, me too.
So, all right, Zach Selwyn, I want another song, my brother. I'm digging this. What are you going to play for us?
You want something more mellow?
Your call, my man.
All right. Let's see how my voice is sounding. All right, I'll try to finger pick this one. This is on my new record, Hacienda. Got 6 hours to pack a suitcase and to catch an eastbound train. My mind is running slow. Too many bottles on the brain. I'm staring at the sidewalk, looking at a puddle filled with rain. She says nothing's different, but to me nothing seems the same. Slow down, Virginia, follow the setting sun. Used to love to watch the horses, especially when they'd run. I know it's hard to ride the range when you're afraid to take the reins, and you can't get a decent day's work done. Used to love to watch the horses, especially when they'd run. Well, there's a certain kind of sadness that settles in her eyes. The outside attracts you, but it's about what's deep inside. Well, I've traveled around this world, girl. I've seen it far and wide. She says nothing's different, but to me it's just her pride. Slow down, Virginia, follow the setting sun. Used to love to watch the horses, especially when they'd run. I know it's hard to ride the range when you're afraid to take the reins, and you can't get a decent day's work done. You used to love to watch the horses, especially when they'd run. Used to love to watch the horses, especially when they run.
That's pretty.
Thanks, man.
That's Zach Selwyn, track from the new record Hacienda, which I assume is available at your website?
ZachSelwyn.com. It's all there, all the links. It's all Spotify'd out, all that shit.
Well,
I go by Zachariah, which is... I made a huge mistake when I started this band all those years ago by calling myself... The band's called Zachariah and the Lobos RidersÂ.
Right.
It's
a good name, though.
First, it's a cool name, but no one can spell it.
Right.
People are like, Zacryah. I'm like, no, Zachariah, you know. And then...
Read the Bible.
Zachariah, right? And then I didn't know Los Lobos was still making music when I made that. Turns out they were still around and still kicking ass. So now people confuse. They call me the Los Lobos Riders. It's weird. I wish I would have called my band like Dust, you know, and all these years later. But I was joking around. I was saying, like, if you really want to be searched on the internet, you got to change your band's name to something like Daddy Fuck Stepdaughter. You know, something that people look for. I'm sorry. Is this on camera?
When we were in high school.
The other one is a eyebrow tutorial.
That's good.
That's what I'm going to call my next band.
People
are going to look for us everywhere.
When we were in high school, we had a running game that we'd play every lunchtime in high school where we would try to think of the most offensive band name that we could ever come up with. Yeah. And for the longest time...
What was the winner?
Well, for the longest time, it was Nun Fucker.
Nun Fucker totally was a real bad band. Fucker.
But I beat that recently. I do think now that the most offensive band name of all time... Black Neighbor.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's offensive.
Now, yeah, that's offensive. But if you're an African-American band, that's a dope name.
That is, yeah, but exactly. It couldn't be. Right. It would It would work that way. So let's take a turn away from the macabre and talk about the NFL draft.
Hey, man.
You just hit.
You can edit this, right? You're gonna edit some shit out.
I can edit anything we want. We'll see how we feel.
Exactly. You got a beer for me?
Absolutely.
I'm drinking a Relay IPA brought to you by from Thorn Brewing Company down in San Diego, California. This is 7.2% by volume, which means 2 beers equals 1 bottle of wine. Not a bad deal for the IPA, not too hoppy, and it'll get your mind flowing. Cheers.
You do any VO work?
I do VO work, man. I did it forever.
That's
what you do, right? You do a lot of that.
As much as I can.
Me
you know,
too, man.
my motto is.
You have a great voice.
My motto is no job too small, most jobs too big.
I did a lot of ADR looping over the years.
Yeah,
a lot.
Like
Walla,
automatic dialogue replacement.
Yeah.
But what were you replacing? Were you
crowd
doing...
noise? Like
okay.
You know, like for one of the best movies I did was I did like Zombieland. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Like I voiced about
the bald
100
guy
zombies.
from Cheers was in that, right?
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. Like I voiced like 100 zombies in that movie. I was just like me and a bunch of actors were in a room just going.
How?
You know.
That's the awesomest gig in the world.
The best gig ever.
You're so not judged. You have to sound like something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You have 100% artistic license.
Whatever lucky ADR group is doing The Walking Dead,
Fuck.
they're winning right now. I didn't get to do that, but I've done a bunch. You know, like
That
then
is-
I'll do like I did like I don't know episodes of Modern Family where I'm in a crowd going, "Hey man, what's up?" You know, it's just ADR. It's the best gig in Hollywood by far.
How do you get that gig?
I stumbled in, man.
That is the greatest fucking gig ever, man.
I stumbled in my 20s because I met a neighbor who was looking for young voices who could
Nice.
talk like the hip slang of the day on Dawson's Creek.
Right.
Somehow they liked what I did.
Good for
this
you,
is a
man.
weird town, man. It's a weird. You never know where the jobs are coming from.
So let's talk about the NFL draft gig, folks.
Yeah.
Zach was the house band for NFL this morning. At NFL this morning, right?
Good Morning Football.
Good Morning Football
on the NFL
on
Network.
the NFL Network. The house band for the NFL draft out in Nashtucky. How was that?
Man, it was amazing. A guy who works at the NFL Network, who's been a longtime supporter of our music and my career in general, came and saw us at a record release party in March and was like, the draft is in Nashville. I have an idea. So he put together the show at Tootsie's, famous, Orchid Lounge there on Broadway. And they did it live on the 3rd floor. And he's like, I want you to be the house band leader. You have the ESPN experience. You have, you're in a honky-tonk band. Why wouldn't you be the Questlove of the show?
Right.
So I got to go out. Man, it was awesome. I was there for a week, and they would throw to me occasionally to just sing songs about the draft picks, and it was...
Did you make them up on the spot?
No, a lot of it had to be cleared beforehand, so,
Makes sense.
But, yeah, we didn't really get a chance to do that. I think, maybe there's a possibility we go back and do some of that stuff. I mean, it was really fun. Something that could be done again. It's a dream for me, too. That kind of stuff is, like, right in my wheelhouse, so...
Now, what were those days like? I mean, this is a 4-hour show.
Well, first of all, Nashville's 2 hours later than LA.
Right.
So the morning shows normally shoot pretty damn early. So 6 a.m. is when the cameras started rolling. So with the band and the sound checking, we had to be there at 4.
God.
So I'm waking up at 3:30 every day. And so I was just kind of doing my best to balance out dinner, a couple of like glasses of wine, and then bedtime by like 8:30. And it worked one night. The other 2 nights I was like kind of tossing and turning, but It was great. It all worked out. To get into that morning show life, you got to be real dedicated, man. I don't know.
I can't imagine. I mean, I did morning radio with Adam for
Yeah.
And I think I was the only one that was completely stoked when they cut us loose from the radio, because it meant I didn't have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning.
So you were doing
anymore.
that though?
Oh yeah, it was
What
murder.
were you on? What was the channel? 98.
KLSX 97.3.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember when you had that show. I
And,
must have listened to you guys 100 times.
A lot of people say, yeah, once you get used to it, it's not so bad, right? No, 3:30 will always hurt.
Always.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
It's always gonna hurt.
And it's always like you hear the people the night before going out when you're going to bed, and they're like, "Yo, we're going to this place." There's like they're tasting this Magnum of Opus 1. It's gonna be insane, and you're like, "Ugh, fuck off."
One time I was getting up for work and walking out of my house, and I'm walking out of the house and I look in the living room and I see the second drummer from the Cult doing a line of blow off my coffee table while I'm going to work. I'm like, hey, you're what the fuck?
Where are you going, man?
So,
that's hilarious, man. Yeah, so I got to do that.
Was it
awesome.
fun?
It was the most fun I've had in a very long time. It was, when you're a musician and you spend all the time going city to city, playing clubs and, recording music that not a lot of people want to listen to anymore, which is a real struggle. Getting to go out and play live in front of a whole new audience and in front of people who are like, wow, you're pretty good. It was awesome.
Especially in Nashville.
Yeah, man. I got love for Nashville. I'm a fan. Even though the place was super crowded and, it's the NFL draft. What are you going to do?
Man, that's great. Well, we'll talk next about how you take opportunities like that and you try to turn them into other stuff and what kind of hurdles you face as we get there. But let's hear another song. We got Zach Selwyn here on the line. The band Zachariah and Los Lobos RidersÂ or the Lobos RidersÂ.
See? That's why I'm telling you.
Right.
Eyebrow tutorial.
See, I should know this because I'm hosting the show.
That's okay, man. I mean, it's the Lobos RidersÂ, which is actually, there's a beach down in Mexico called Puerto Lobos, and my dad was a part of this crew of dudes who would take their kids down there every year from Tucson, and they called themselves the Lobos RidersÂ. And I was like, that's the coolest name ever. I don't know what it means. So that's why I chose it.
I like it. It means you ride multiple wolves.
Riding them wolves, baby.
Right.
It's like something Jason Momoa would do in a movie. Let's see, what are we going to play here? We're talking Tucson.
Well, I went up through Sabino Canyon, baby, had some fine wine in my hand. North the Park Range is born in darling. I grew up on this land and I was shaking. Oh yeah, through a Tucson afternoon. And I got 16 hours till I'm out on the street from my room at the Congress Hotel. I guess it's about time I admitted defeat because the water's running dry in my well. I'll go on shaking. Oh yeah, through a Tucson afternoon. Well, I smell the breeze through them Palo Verde trees and keep on shaking, cause you know my baby's coming home soon. Well, I forgot how the desert yucca cactuses be shimmering through red into black. I forgot how the sunset paints the sky with brush strokes of lightning fast. It keeps me shaking. Oh yeah, through a Tucson afternoon. I got thrown out of a saloon last night by a barkeep with a bad attitude. The truckers outside were ready to fight. I gave him whiskey and it killed the mood. So today I'm shaking. Yes, I am. Through a Tucson afternoon. Well, I smell the breeze through them Palo Verde trees and keep on shaking, cause you know my baby's coming home soon. Take us home, man. Da 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 da. Well, I went up to the top of a bitter creek and looked down over Coronado. I found my baby at the train station, hitched a ride towards Colorado, and we were shaking. Yes, we were, through a Tucson afternoon. When them purple rain-corn mountain scenes have lightened up my mind, there was nothing more than a fine day Well, I smell the breeze through them Palo Verde trees. And keep on shaking, 'cause you know my baby's coming home soon. And keep on shaking through a Tucson afternoon. And keep on shaking through a Tucson afternoon.
Shaking on a Tucson afternoon, Zach Selwyn on Front of House. Some interesting nuggets in there from the guy Zach. Next week we'll do part 2 of his interview and performance on Front of House. In the meantime, you can go to Zach's website, zachselwyn.com. That's ZachSelwyn.com. And you get links to all of his social media and records right there. My name is Mike Dawson. Thanks for joining me this week on Front of House. Our guest last week, Bobo Burns, is spending the late summer fall out in the northeastern United States, touring around with a gentleman named Sonny Moan. So today I want to play you a track from Sonny Moan. So if you're in the Northeast and you're going to check out Bobo Burns, here's what you're going to get with the gentleman Sonny Moan playing alongside of him. This is one from his Right Across the Sun LP that he released many, many years ago. Sonny Moan and Dark Door, Front of House.
I'm alright with the things you wear, like the mask that hides what you don't share. Sonic chains hold me to the ground, and you never want to bring me down, bring me down. Every day I see the signs through the dark doors of your mind. Every day I see the signs through the dark doors of your mind. doors of your mind. Every day I see the sign through the dark doors of your mind, of your mind, of your
Sonny Moan, the song called Dark Door. You can catch Sonny Moan in the Northeast this end of summer and early fall, along with Bobo Burns. So make sure you check them out. If you follow me at Los Angeles, I will hook you in to all of the tour dates. You can follow this podcast on Twitter at FOHPod. If you like it, please give it a good rating and share it with a friend. That's how this momentum keeps going, is you tell somebody about the show, they listen, they tell somebody, they listen, they tell somebody. So give us a good rating. And if you really, really dig it, consider giving us $3 a month on patreon.com/front of house. Lots of cool perks, especially free music every week from front of house artists. My name is Mike Dawson. It's been a thin slice of heaven hanging out with you today. We'll be back next Monday for part 2 of our interview and performance with Zach Selwyn. Until then, go see a live show, pay a cover charge, go find some new music, and support your local favorites. Be good to each other, my brothers and sisters. We'll be back on Monday, front of house.